Okay, you got to admit, you got to be honest with yourself. If you're pro-vaccine, you are pro-Bill Gates. If you're pro-Bill Gates, you're pro the globalist ID 2020 agenda, where 7 billion or 8 billion, whatever, people on this planet are going to be vaccinated by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and everything that surrounds that is completely nefarious. A couple days ago, I put out a video where Trump is initiating Operation Warp Speed, where he's going to put jetpacks on this desire to create all these vaccines so that we can help humanity. And a lot of people came out of the woodwork, as they usually do, in support of Trump and said, you don't understand Trump. He's not for vaccines. He's surrounded by deep state operatives and he can only do so much. He's not in control of Operation Warp Speed, Brian. I don't even know how many times I got to tell you that Trump is the very deep state operative you keep saying his entire cabinet is. He only has that specific cabinet because he appointed everybody on the cabinet, which makes him the appointer of deep state operatives. I don't even get what the disconnect is. But to say he's not in control of Operation Warp Speed, where he's going to fast track the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation vaccine complete with ID 2020, is basically to put your head in the sand. Check this out.
Yes, it is, right, Phil?
Are you overpromising when you say you're going to have 300 million doses of vaccine?
No, I'm not overpromising. I don't know who said it, but whatever the maximum is, whatever you can humanly do, we're going to have. And we hope we're going to come up with a good vaccine. Johnson & Johnson.
Did you get that? He said, I hope we're going to come up with a good vaccine. Did he mean weapon? Check this out.
Who said it, but whatever the maximum is, whatever you can humanly do, we're going to have, and we hope we're going to come up with a good vaccine. Johnson & Johnson and Oxford and lots of different great companies.
Johnson & Johnson, the pharmaceutical company who in 1972 to 1975, and this is just one example, guys. Between 1972 and 1975, they knew from 3 independent lab tests that the baby powder they were putting out had asbestos in it. A lot of people got very sick. A lot of people died, got ovarian cancer, different sorts of cancers, and just to include Johnson & Johnson with any kind of vaccine situation is horrible.
Representatives of our country in some ways, NIH is working very hard and doing a terrific job. No, I hope we're going to have a vaccine, and we're going to fast track it like you've never seen before. If we come up with a vaccine, I think they probably will.
And who's in charge of that?
We're going to fast track it. But Brian, you don't understand. Trump's not in control of Operation Warp Speed. Trump is not in control of fast tracking the Bill and Melinda Gates vaccine complete with ID 2020. Oh, listen to this.
Or if we come up with a vaccine, I think they probably will.
And who's in charge of that Operation Warp Speed?
We have, you know who's in charge of it, honestly? I am. I'll tell you, I'm really in charge of it. I could say somebody else. I will say we're dealing with, as you know, the general and the admiral. They're very much in charge.
I don't know if you heard the question. Who's in control of Operation Warp Speed? Listen to this again.
A vaccine, and we're going to fast track it like you've never seen before. If we come up with a vaccine, I think they probably will.
And who's in charge of that Operation Warp Speed?
We have, you know who's in charge of it, honestly? I am. I'll tell you, I'm really in charge of it. I could say somebody else. I will say we're dealing with, as you know, the general and the admiral. They're very much in charge. But I think probably more than anything, I'm in charge. And I'm the one that gets blamed, and I get blamed anyway. Don't forget, if we come up with a vaccine in record time, they'll say I should have done it faster. But we have a lot of good possibilities.
So there you go, from the horse's mouth. Are you going to believe Trump? He is in control of Operation Warp Speed. Operation Warp Speed intends to fast track Bill Gates' vaccine and final solution.
And then the final solution. Which is a year to 2 years off, is the vaccine. So we've got to go full speed ahead on all 3 fronts.
In the words of Bill Gates, he's calling his vaccine the final solution for the world. Who's in charge of fast tracking the final solution for the world? Donald J. Trump. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the Google Thought Police in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.
Just to head off the conspiracy theorists, maybe we shouldn't call the vaccine the final solution. Maybe just the
Good
best
point.
solution. Okay?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
the return to normal solution.
Exactly.
And we're going to fast track it like you've never seen before.
Who's in charge of that Operation Warp Speed?
We have, you know who's in charge of it, honestly? I am.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
the return to normal solution.
Exactly.